On this episode of Street Rat Garage, quite possibly some of the worst vehicles that we've seen come out of the Indiana State Auction. All right, well, we have something a little bit different today. These vehicles are being sold at the Indiana State Auction. These are state police vehicles, and well, they're awful. And the reason they are so awful is these are, in fact, training vehicles, or now ex-training vehicles. So the Indiana State Police, they have these cars here, and obviously this one has been in service for quite some time. And I think we can guess what this particular Crown Vic was used for. If we have a good look right here, we can see these really thick plates. I mean, it looks like an I-beam, or not an I-beam, whatever kind of beam, construction beam for some building was welded onto the back of here. And I'm pretty sure you can guess this was the chase, the car that was being chased to teach how to do pit maneuvers. So they come up and tap these guys in the side and spin these cars out, and well, not always do a good job of it apparently. So this one has probably thousands of miles of being abused, and the tires, look at the tires on it, they are just destroyed. This car is garbage. I mean, it is bad. It looks like they couldn't get the hood open at one point too, so they just ripped the thing off of there. This tire is leaning in, and like looks like it got a real bad curving incident there. Slid off the road or something. This side, not quite as bad, and this door actually made it. So this did have a light bar on it at one time. So wow, this back tire, you can tell they really skidded this thing around like a lot. They always have these numbers on the back of them, so you can tell which ones are the training cars here, and they're always dirty because they don't wash them. Look at the gap on that thing right there. That is something compared to this gap. I mean, this thing has really been tossed around bad. This door doesn't even close. So, but this one, it's for sale. It has like 2 days or 1 day, I can't remember. Anyway, it's like $200 bid. This doesn't even run. It has probably been sitting up there at the training academy for probably years. It probably stopped running years ago. Still has a good spotlight on it though. So you're basically buying this car for a spotlight. And it's got one, they forgot to take off one mirror light right there. So you got a spotlight, you got a mirror light. Sometimes they leave stuff on these cars. Yeah, there's a siren in there, and some may have a couple little pieces. It's got an old strobe bulb right there, so it probably has a few little pieces of light left on it. But yeah, if you want to beat to heck Crown Victoria, this is a one for you. So it would be hilarious to get this running again and just drive it out on the street though. I can't hardly see inside of there either. The doors are locked, but there's no center console. There's just nothing. I'm afraid to even look underneath this car. Frame's probably bent on it. So that is the Crown Vic. Let's move on to this guy right here. This is a 2011 Dodge Charger, also a training car. You can see the number on it right here. This is car 83, and I'm sure at one time it was a, in-service car that probably got beat up a little bit and then retired to what's called IELA, Indiana, or ILEA, excuse me, ILEA, Indiana Law Enforcement Academy, and used for what is called EVOC, emergency vehicle operations course. So this looks like it might have been a track car, the way it's beat on here. And I don't think this was the car they did pits with, but you know, they might have did a little bit. But those guys usually have a crash bar on the front. I can't tell if this one had a crash bar and they just took it off or what, but this one, it is also filthy. So it's probably been sitting up there for quite some time, not being cleaned up. So yeah, it's a V8 car, but this one has an engine noise and knocks, and they said it doesn't accelerate. The accelerator pedal doesn't work, so I'm guessing there's something wrong with the throttle body. And as you can tell by these tires, they are all worn out for going around the track. And it looks like it got into a bit of a crash and pushed the fender back, and then somebody opened the door into it. So it is a real mess, but that's the logo, or what's left of the logo. This still has a little bit of a center console inside of it. So there's that. This might have been a pool car or something, judging from that center console. So a pool car, and then got, you know, maybe a patrol car, then got downgraded to a pool car, then got downgraded again to a training vehicle. These are the most beat cars that you could possibly buy from the state auction here. This is a parts car. The door's bad. This door's got a little bit of a dent on it. This hood, I could use this hood on the other car that I got. It has a good spotlight on it. This one's right now, I think it's going through a little bit later, but it's sitting right about $500. So if it didn't go but another $100 or $200 more, this might be one we buy just for maybe getting the hood off of it. Wonder if it's can we see it underneath there? It's got the big fan on it. Usually a Pursuit has a dual fan on it. The engine and stuff's still in there. So yeah, it's been smashed in the front end there a little bit. So I could use a radiator too off of my other Charger. But yeah, this one's just, it's awful. This one's just beat. Now we do have another Crown Vic. These are probably the very last Crown Vics that the Indiana State Police actually own. They have not used these on the streets for years. They're phasing out the Chargers now. They're going to the Durangos. This particular one, it is not that bad. Again, it is dirty. They must have a field of these cars that they're just keeping as backups, or were keeping as backups until now. I imagine they're probably going to transition to using the Durangos as training vehicles. If they have a couple that are starting to get a little beat up, because they're not using cars anymore. Phasing out the Chargers, phased out the Crown Vics a long time ago. So it would only make sense to start using the Durangos as their training vehicles. This looks like a track car too, judging from the tire wear. So that is a lot of wear on the tires. You don't get any good tires when you buy one of these guys right here, that's for sure. But it's not bad. It says something about starter here. Wonder if it has a bad starter. But I thought it said this one actually runs, but it has a miss. So this probably can be saved. It's actually not bad shape. I wonder what exactly this job was. This might have been not obstacle course, but they have like a little road course where you have to do some evading of obstacles. I guess you would call it an obstacle course. But there's only some few marks from like cones and stuff right there. So there's obstacle course, there's road course, pit maneuvers, whatever you call that, high risk takedowns, where you draw your weapons and order somebody out of the car. But yeah, you can see there's lots of cone marks on this side, but it's not beat up. So I would say this was the obstacle course car, in my opinion. This one's not bad. I think it's sitting at like $500 too, with just a few hours left until it expires. It's not bad on the inside either. This is actually a pretty decent car. I might have to put a bid in on this one. It looks a lot worse on the website, and the way they have it described, it sounds just awful, but it's not that bad. The headlights are cloudy. You can fix that. Fix all this paint, I bet it comes back and shines pretty good. Just a few paint chips missing here. All this junk right here will come right off with some you know, what do you call that stuff? Goo remover, whatever it is. Anyway, that'll all come off. It looks like it had a light bar on it till just recently, so that's pretty disgusting. Still has a spotlight on it, and it still has pretty good interior on the inside. It's not bad at all. I'm kind of interested in this one. And the brakes, you can't see it, but the brakes they're not all rusted up, so I guess it hasn't been sitting that long. Number 82, this one. I'm gonna have to look at this one. I like it. Now, this guy right here, it is not a police car, but it is on the list, and it's going through with the other car. So let's take a look at it real quick. So this one is a 2014 Ford F-150, and for some reason it's only at 800 bucks right now, and I think it has 2 days left. Look at the tires on there. There's some good tires. I wonder if this is DNR, as chunky as those tires are. I don't see a sticker that used to be on here, but maybe they got it off good. No, the seats are pretty good shape. If it's DNR, the seats are usually not that great a shape, but look at the tires on there. It's got some meat on that, and it's a 4x4. So 4x4 F-150 flex fuel. So you know I'm not a fan of Ford F-150s or Fords in general, but you know, I buy them because other people like them, so it doesn't bother me as long as I'm selling it. Ooh, look at the dent on that one. That one got beat real good. It's like it got hit in the side and then spun and hit a wall or something. But anyway, we're getting distracted. So it even comes with a nice box in the back. Wow, they usually take those out and use them on a different truck, but the interior is good. It says that this one runs and drives. It just says something about having a leak at the oil pan, which there's not a bunch of oil on the ground, so obviously it's not leaking that bad. So I've said it before in some of my other videos, they over stress how bad things are. If it has a little bitty oil leak somewhere, they put it in. Any moisture, they describe it. So these are well documented. These are also pretty well maintained. Now, they may not always take care of the bodies, but they always take care of the mechanicals. It comes in for their oil changes on a regular basis. They have to. I mean, you'll get in trouble if you're a car custodian and you don't take it in on a regular basis. But this is also one that will be coming up for sale. I don't know when, but probably in the next few weeks. So if you're into doing some body work, this one's not awful, but the B pillar is going to be pushed in, so that's an issue. And the trunk right here, but this make a good I don't know, a good beater car. This is an all-wheel drive too, so I don't know if it's a V8, but most of them are. So yeah, that's not bad. Be on the lookout for this one coming up pretty soon. Oh, look at the hood, like something came over top of the hood too. Huh, that's weird, but that's that could be a pretty good car. I like to have the front end off of this car for, you know, one of my 2014. That'd be cool. Okay, well, we won't be seeing these vehicles, but they will also be coming up for sale, like a Dodge. What is that, an Intrepid? Gross. I can't believe these are still around. Is this an Intrepid, or is this like a Sebring or something, or a Stratus? It might as well be called a Intrepid. That's what it looks like. But yeah, and I have one of these right here as well. So these little Dodges, they run pretty good, but they are just as basic as can be. But it's also going to be coming up for sale. And that Ford right there, I thought that one already sold, but sometimes people don't come and pick up their vehicles. So if you do your bidding on these cars, make sure that you come and pick them up. Yeah, you could be banned from the platform for not coming and picking up your stuff. There's a bus that'll be going through later too. Those trucks, they'll be going through. That car will be going through. It's marked. There's our guys there. That's my truck. And there's a Ford over there as well. And what do we have over here? We have an Explorer, and we have another Charger that's been beat on the sides a little bit, but not bad. This will be coming up pretty soon if it hasn't already went through and somebody didn't come and pick it up. That is, so just watch for these cars too. And I was told they were gonna list quite a few more cars out here in Indiana. So this is just sort of the dregs right now, this ugly stuff right here, but they're gonna have a lot more. So let's go back inside and see what these cars go for. Okay, we are back inside and we are ready to look and see what these cars are gonna go for. So let's have a look on the screen here and see what we have. All right, so we will be bidding on, or at least looking to bid on two of these vehicles, the Charger and the Crown Vic right now. Let's look here and see what we have going on. Okay, so these are the vehicles that they have going through today. We have the Crown Vic right here. It's getting ready to close here in like 2 minutes and 50 seconds. And it's at $545. This received like 3 bids right here, 3 bids on it. So we've got 2 minutes and 40 seconds. So they have a bid increment of $25. That's usually the case. Every now and then you'll see them higher or lower depending on what government agency is selling these, and they are able to adjust their admin fees as well. We have a 7% admin fee on the state of Indiana. Some of them are higher, some of them are lower. So keep that in mind when you are bidding. So the Crown Vic is going through, and where is the other one? Let's whoops. We can come down here and hit seller's other items, and we can see everything they're selling. We're gonna look in 1 minute and 50 seconds, the Dodge Charger right here, 2011 Dodge Charger. That's the one that we were looking at. It had an engine knock. It says parts only, starts with a boost, all warning lights are on, and the engine is knocking, large transmission leak, gas pedal does not work, and vehicle moves slowly when out in drive or reverse. So multiple holes in the roof and the trunk lid from bad tires and bumper and exhaust and all that stuff. Even wheel studs and radiator condenser support, which we really didn't see. They're telling us there's damage on all this stuff, and I really didn't see damage on anything but the front nose cone. So they have a tendency to over exaggerate to protect themselves. So I didn't see any of that was damaged, but missing the rear bumper. And it does have 198,000 miles on it. And it is at $500 right here, and it's getting ready to close. And so is our Crown Vic. I'm interested in the Crown Vic. So let's pop off like a $600 bid on this and see what happens. We're currently the high bidder at $600. Now, what about the Charger? It has $500. Can we do just a simple $526 on that? Let's go ahead and bid it now, confirm that, and we are high bidder on that. So, and it only has 10 seconds. So this is a problem. We have to go back and forth, and we've been outbid on the Crown Vic, which we're not going to worry about that. And will we get that? And we were outbid on that, and it closed. So we got beat. We got beat. So now let me tell you why we got beat on this. On govdeals.com, they usually have what's called a soft close on their bids. So that means that when somebody bids close to the last second, it's supposed to add like another minute, sometimes 2 minutes onto the bidding cycle. Now, it didn't do that. You watched it. It counted right down and just went to zero, and somebody did what's called a sniper bid. It's when you type in your number and wait, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bam, hit it at the very last second and outbid that person. So I didn't want to bid too much more on those cars because those are total garbage anyway. But you're not supposed to be able to sniper bid on govdeals.com. At least that's not how it used to be. They used to be soft closed all the time. It kept giving you extended, which I don't mind the sniper bids because, I can play that game too. But like I said, we're kind of interested in that Crown Vic. We gave it a quick shot, but I'm sure if we kept bidding, it probably would have went over $1,000. I was willing to give like $600 for it, and that's about it. The other one, about $500, and not much more over that because there wasn't much good on that car at all. I wanted the hood, I wanted the radiator for my other car, and we could have sold a couple parts, made a little bit of money, but was not worth it. Now, let's go back and look at these other cars that are coming up. Now, what we have left right here is the black 2008 Ford Crown Victoria. That was the skid car, the pit maneuver practice car. And this one, it's only at $160 right now, and it's just awful. It would just be fun to have it, just to look at it and drive it through the field if we can get it started again. It doesn't run. Let's go down here and see what it says about it. It's an 08 Crown Vic with 4.6, parts only, does not start or drive. Every body panel is damaged, entire interior is damaged, which the interior wasn't that bad. We looked in there. We couldn't see very good, but it looked okay. All the warning lights are on, so I guess they mean dash lights. Exhaust is damaged, and all the tires are bald and don't hold air, which, all the tires were up. They were holding air. Multiple holes in the roof and trunk from equipment being removed. So it's an 08 with 192,000 miles on it. And yeah, it's, so you can see the interior there some, and it's not that bad. I'm not sure why they think it's that bad, but it's really not. So I don't know what that window is I opened up over there, but it's not so bad. The interior is actually pretty decent on the car. But if it doesn't go very high, we'll bid on it. Let me get this closed again, and we will look. Let's go over here. And we can see here, right here is our next one. This expires in 1 day, 23 hours. So pretty much 2 days. This one day and 23 hours. And they have a little box truck also 1 day and 23 hours. Now, they have divided them up a little bit. I don't know if they did that on purpose or if that's just a coincidence that they didn't all close on the exact same time. But we'll come back and we'll watch this. So and this one too, and we'll even look at this little Isuzu. Let's look at it real quick because it wasn't there. It is at a different location. It's in Plainfield, but it's a 1998 Isuzu MPR, and it doesn't run. I read the description earlier. It says does not start, needs repairs. The engine is sitting in the engine compartment but not hooked up, so we don't know what the deal is, but it's located at the Plainfield Correctional Facility. So if you buy that and you take it out, you might want to check the back of that truck before you leave the correctional facility. Make sure there's not something in there you don't want to be in there. But it says it only has 35,000 miles on it. So if you're looking for a box truck that needs some work, and it's a gasoline engine, and this has got to be super easy to work on, pull that engine out and drop another one in if that's what it needs. But it's not in bad shape. It just looks like it's been sitting there forever. Sometimes they do that. They leave stuff sitting around and they forget about it until somebody does an audit, and Boom. Oh yeah, we need to sell that. So there's that one. And we will also, where's that truck at? So the truck, the 14 Ford F-150 is going through in a couple days. So we're going to come back and we're going to look at that truck right there, which has an $800 bid on it right now. And what was the other thing we're going to look at? That other Crown Vic? Yeah. Okay, so we'll look at this Crown Vic. The skid car only has $160 on it. The MPR that only has $825, and the truck that only has $800. This has got to go up. The truck has got to go up because that's just way low for that. The Crown Vic, somehow I think it's going to go up to like 350 bucks. We'll give like 350 for it, I think. Let's look at it again. What's it at? Let's see. Let's bid like $200 on it just for fun, just to see what this other person has bid, see if they bid over that amount. Actually, let's go 201. Always do something a little bit odd, not even numbers. Bid now, agree, and we're the high bidder. Up, see, look, 201. So that means they bid at an even $200. We bid at 201. The bid increments are $25. So if we would have bid at $200, then they would have still bid in because they bid that $200 first, and then we would have had to come up to at least 225. So that's how you get around that. Always bid in a off number, an odd number. So we're currently high bidder on this junk Crown Vic at $201. You know, maybe they'll just give up and we'll get it for that. If not, we'll go like 301 or something like that, 351, something along those lines. So yeah, I'll be right back and then we'll look and see what these go for. All right, we are back and we have some good news and some bad news. So the bad news is, well, I had to go to Street Rat Garage Worldwide headquarters and remove some parts and meet a gentleman there to buy them. So we weren't here when the auction went through on the Crown Vic, the truck, and whatever else that other thing was. But I do have the information here on the Crown Vic. I didn't get the information on the other two, so let's go ahead and have a look at the Crown Vic. The good news is there are a couple more cars that have popped up, and if you're watching this early, you can go bid on these cars that have just come up, and they have like probably 4 days as soon as this video comes out, maybe 5 days if I get it edited today and get it out to you. So 4 or 5 days you can bid on these cars before they go off sale. So let's look at this real quick. Okay, here is the 2008 Crown Vic, and it only went for $310. I think I threw down like a 200 and something whatever dollar bid on it. We could have gotten this probably for, I don't know, probably $350, $400, depending on how much the other person really wanted it. But this didn't run, right? It says parts only, does not start or drive. Every body panel is damaged. Interior is damaged, which the interior was pretty good. I think we could have yanked the interior out of it and sold it for that kind of money. But it would have been fun. But I don't know. We don't need another project, really. So we're gonna let that one go. Well, we already let that one go. Had almost 200,000 miles on it, but for that kind of money, I'm pretty sure we could have taken it to the salvage yard and made our money back after stripping the parts off of it. That was a money maker if you were gonna part a car out. Definitely, no doubt about that. So now let's look at the other cars that we could get a hold of. Now, just to be clear, this is the State of Indiana Fleet Service, Indiana. And this is what it should say right there. And these are the cars that they have coming through auction here pretty soon. So this is 9/20 of 2024. And these are going to end, and this one's going to end in 4 days, 6 hours. This one's going to end in 5 days, 6 hours of the time I'm recording this. Of course, that'll be a little bit shorter once you're looking at that. but just about a day. So you'll have like 3 or 4 days to look at these if you're watching this day I release it. If you're looking at it over the weekend after I release it, then you'll have a couple less days. But you're gonna wanna jump on some of this if you're looking to buy. So there's the one that ends soonest is this 2019 Dodge Charger, and right now it only has $862 bid on it. But this is one we looked at this, right? It was beat on the quarter panels and in the door right here. But the thing is, I mean, the B pillar is probably pushed in a little bit, probably maybe a lot, but I imagine a good body guy could fix that. I mean, it looks just fine on the other side, kind of like the Tahoe that I bought. It looked good on the driver's side, but it was hit on the passenger side, but I pushed all that back out and put one door on it, and it runs just fine. So this only had 68,000 miles on it. So it says it starts with a boost, needs repair, hit on passenger side B pillar. Headlight switch is missing. Driver's side headlight and passenger rear marker lights are inoperable. Both passenger doors are smashed. Rear bumper cover is damaged. So there's some work to do there. But I mean, I imagine this will go for about $3,000. I'm gonna guess, because Chargers always go for some good money. This is an all-wheel drive. You can tell by the wheels. They got the flat rims on it. So it should say down here somewhere. Does it say? It doesn't say. 2019 Dodge Charger 5.7. I mean, at least it has a 5.7 in it, so that's good. But that's an all-wheel drive car. So let's look. We can go down here where it says seller's other items and just hit view, and that brings it all back up again. So there's a Ford Explorer. We'll just zip through these real quick. You can come back and look at these at your leisure. But it's a 14 Ford Explorer. They just listed this, so it only has a $100 bid on it. So bid increments of $10. Must be something wrong with this one. That's a low bid increment to have. Let's see what it says about this. Does not start, has power, will not crank at all. Possible starter issues. There is a leak towards the back of the engine, license plate light, tires loose, not tires loose, needs tires loose and missing parts, glove box, and yada 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 yada. So doesn't look like they are even going to take the time to fix this one or even diagnose it. It has 270,000 miles on it, so that's a lot of miles. So if you wanted to bid on this, all that you would do is, like, there's only a $100 bid on this. I will get outbid, but you just put $110 after you sign in, of course, and do all your paperwork, and you hit bid, agrees, and confirms. So boom, we're currently the high bidder, which we will not be because that's a ridiculous price. But if for some magic reason we got that, I would be perfectly fine. It says 207 here on the miles, but it says 270 here on the miles. So somebody fat fingered that one and swapped the 7 and the O around. So it doesn't have quite as many miles as we thought it did. So that's a good thing. So yep. Besides that, doesn't look bad. I just recently bought another one, and I really don't need too many more, so I think we're good to go there. But if you guys want, you can have a look and maybe buy some of this stuff. Okay, next up we have a 2008 Dodge Ram, so let's have a quick look at this and see what we have here. Not a bad looking Ram. A lot of these are used for DNR trucks. This one, especially the black ones, but they're usually 4 doors, so I'm not sure what this one was used for. A lot of times the number, the ID, inventory ID number will tell you what it come from. See, it has a bunch of numbers, and it says DNR, Department of Natural Resources. So that's where it came from. Now, I don't know if they used it as a police vehicle, but they definitely, used it in the parks services there. Anyway, it says runs but needs repairs. A lot of these they say runs but need repair. So that's just a generic thing that they say, I guess, to cover themselves. Runs but needs repair as the check engine light is on. Fuel tank strap is broken. Well, I guess it does need repair then, doesn't it? Driver's side rear light housing is cracked. Driver's seat is torn. Rust, dings, holes, scratches all over. Clear coat is peeling. But how many miles? 182,000 miles, but it runs and drives. So this is probably going to be a pretty decent deal. I just want to watch that to see what it goes for. I don't need to buy this, but I think it's a money maker, and I would like to have it, but I don't need it. So moving on. I haven't even looked at these. I just noticed that there were some here and they're going to end. So you're looking at them as I'm looking at them. But we haven't seen this F-150 yet. 15 F-150. This one will go for some more money unless there's something wrong with it. But it looks nice. And again, not a Ford guy, but it's a good looking truck. Has a lot of miles on it, 244,000 miles on it. It says DOC. I'm guessing that means Department of Corrections. So maybe that's, a service truck or a security truck for Department of Corrections in some fashion. Rear differential oil runs, rear differential oil pan, slight leak, tailgate latch sticks. Not much information there, so probably runs and drives just fine. It's just aged out and has a whole bunch of miles on it. So they were really using that. I don't think it'd be prisoner transport, not in a pickup truck, but has an awful lot of miles on it. Maybe it picked up supplies or something like that. I don't know, but $650, $25 bid increments. So not bad. Let's see what else they have. Okay, the last one that they're going to have for sale here coming up in 5 days and 6 hours from right now. This is 2006 GMC Savannah. Now this is probably Department of Corrections as well. Let's look at the inventory. No. ISBVI. Indiana State. I don't know. Bureau of Violent Entities. Entities. I don't know. Let's see. It is, 2006. $100 on it. And, doesn't look too bad. What were the miles on this? Oh, only 36,000 miles? 36,362 miles on an 06. Wow, they did not use this one very often. Got seatbelts. I wonder what this was for. I don't know what those initials stand for. But this is a good deal if it goes, for not a whole lot of money. If nobody's watching, this could very easily slip by for not a bunch of money. And it only has $10 bid increments. Is there something wrong with this? Let's look at it. It has a 4.8 in it. Starts with a boost, needs repair as engine will start, but will not stay running. Well, that could have something to do with the fact that they don't use it very often. Paint is peeling over the entire vehicle. Rear door, bumper damage, rust on rockers, air, AC doesn't work. No big deal. I mean, if it starts, it's fine. It could be, what year is this again? I keep forgetting. 06? 06. Did 06 have a key chip in it? That could be an issue. Or fuel pump is going bad or something simple. It's got to be something simple. So this might be a very good deal for somebody. Excellent party bus, excellent flipper for sure. But those are the vehicles that are getting ready to go through, and you can bid on them at govdeals.com. So just go to govdeals.com, and this is in Indianapolis, Indiana. So you'll have to find it because there's several municipalities and schools, small towns, cities, states that put their stuff on this for sale. So you'll have to go through and find Indiana and navigate it, find these vehicles, and you can bid on them. I think you have to, well, you have to sign up, but I don't think there's any credit card information needed on this site. Don't quote me on that, but I don't believe there is. So it's pretty quick and easy to sign up for this one. So go on to govdeals.com, have a look at it, buy some nice vehicles, flip them, because that's what I'll be doing. So that is going to wrap it up for this episode of Street Rat Garage. Until next time.